guest speakers tonight. But before we do, we're going to start off with a little video. My name is Raylyn. I'm a one-star national marketing director along with my husband with the company. We've been in the company for 3 years now, a little over 3 years. Love EHT, by the way. So I just want to share real quick while I'm up here a testimony. My grandmother is in a nursing home. She has severe disability with remembering things. And she doesn't know hardly anybody's name, and just rarely on occasion will she know what your name is. But every week my mom goes in on Mondays and she paints her nails. And my mom says, every week I go across the room and I wash my hands and I come back and I say, Mom, your nails look so good. Who did those for you? She goes, oh, I did. And she said, when did you get those done? And she goes, oh, a couple weeks ago. And so she says this, all the time. And so last week my mom called me on the way home and she said, I know this isn't going to seem like a big deal to anyone, probably but me. She goes, I did Grandma's nails today, and there was 2 ladies in her room, and they said, well, we sure would like our nails done. So my mom, after my grandma, she painted 2 other ladies' nails. She went back 40 minutes later and said to my grandma, Mom, your nails look so nice. And she goes, oh, honey, thank you so much for doing my nails and giving me a facial. So my mom had given her a little scrub facial. So not only did she remember that my mom did it, but she remembered that she did her nails and a facial. So again, that's not, it's not, well, it's miraculous in our world. So, and then for me, I love it. I've been getting better sleep, more focused, more energy throughout the day. And it's not jittery energy, it's calm energy. And I've had back pain ever since Mike and I have been married. I, eat Advil like crazy and have had injection shots in my back. I've had physical therapy. I've been to surgeons, you name it. And I just always have this aching pain in my lower back. And I've been on EHT a little over 90 days now, and I haven't taken an Advil in over 30 days. So we're going to watch this short video, and then we're going to bring our guest speaker up, and you guys are in for a treat. Oh, and I'm supposed to keep talking.
You're good at that. No, we didn't.
We sure they are.
Yeah, always got to be one in the crowd. I know. I deserve it.
That was for you, Jim.
That was for you, Jim. I think you already got me back though. So I think I'm last time.
Memory, decision making. All these vital everyday tasks are controlled by this one amazing organ. A major component of optimal brain health is the state of your neurons, the cells responsible for transmitting information in your brain, and the strength of the connections between neurons. As we age, experience stress, or cause damage to our brains, the connections between these neurons weaken, and these essential conveyors of information can become unhealthy or even die. But here's the good news. We can defend our brains against the effects of aging. Making healthy lifestyle choices like exercising and eating a well-balanced diet have long been known to contribute greatly to overall brain health. But in recent years, researchers have been looking for additional ways to increase brain function and enhance mood, focus, and memory. Recognizing the growing need for a safe, natural way to boost cognitive health, a team of scientists at Signum Bioscience has set out to develop a safe, botanically based supplement that could sustain and enhance brain function, and that could also defend against mental decline by protecting the neuronal integrity of the brain. In laboratory studies, the Signum team, in association with Dr. Jeffrey Stock at Princeton University, found that in study participants with severe mental decline, a key protein regulator was disrupted in their brains. This protein is called PP2A, and it keeps the neuronal connections in the brain robust and healthy.
PP2A virtually regulates everything that's going on in the cell. That includes gene expression, motility, your immune responses, everything is controlled by PP2A. So in general, anything that starts to go bad, PP2A is involved in everything. It's also sensitive to all these sort of state variables that are important to general health.
At After 20 years of research, Dr. Stock and the scientists at Cigna made a groundbreaking discovery called EHT. EHT is a one-of-a-kind proprietary ingredient consisting of a naturally occurring mix of bioactive molecules isolated from coffee. EHT helps you fortify, protect, and enhance your mind.
EHT provides a functional benefit to old, middle-aged, and young, enhancing brain health, and thus enhancing your quality of life.
As a senior research scientist, I haven't seen anything that's comparable to EHT and the way it functions for brain health.
When I visited Cigna at Princeton University, and when I saw the research they were doing on EHT, I knew this was something that we had to have.
So how does EHT work? By optimizing the activity of the master protein regulator PP2A. When PP2A is activated by EHT, it can promote neuronal integrity by ensuring the structural protein tau remains on the microtubules, resulting in stronger neurons. Stronger neurons lead to the ability to create stronger synaptic connections. The result? Increased brain performance for a healthy, focused mind. EHT is safe, all-natural, and can be found only in Nerium's exclusive EHT age-defying supplement. This supplement promotes better cognitive function and overall brain health, improves memory and recall, fortifies and strengthens natural brain functions, increases focus and mental alertness, protects and supports neuronal networking, enhances the body's natural energy stores, and boosts the body's immune system.
I take the product, my 10-year-old and my 16-year-old take the product, my wife takes the product, and it's something that we all really believe in and have really felt the effects and seen it in our own lives as well.
At Nerium, we are dedicated to delivering real products and real results. And our partnership with Cigna Biosciences ensures that Nerium's exclusive EHT age-defying supplement combines the very best of nature and science.
By the very nature of our technology and the strength of our patents, Cigna's technology will never be replicated or duplicated. So you won't see EHT in another product globally. I'm very enthusiastic about the partnership we're developing with Nerium to distribute EHT to a wide audience. So this is absolutely unique to Nerium.
It's never too late or too early to focus on brain health. Nerium's EHT age-defying supplement, coupled with a healthy lifestyle, can help protect and fortify your brain naturally. With the Cigna Biosciences partnership and the patented exclusivity to Nerium, we are poised to be a leader in a rapidly emerging market for cognitive health supplements.
You can clap. If you like. So hopefully everyone here has a brain. Raise your hand. We're all good there. So now I'd like to bring up our first guest speaker. Ann Lane is a friend of mine. Her and I met in a networking group a couple of years ago, and we just hit it off right away. So we scheduled a time to meet for coffee, and at the time she was selling jewelry with a jewelry company. And so her and I sat down and we talked about my business and about her business, and we kind of compared notes, and obviously mine was way more exciting. It was serious, but so anyway, Ann and I became friends very quickly, and she joined Mike and I's team about a couple of years ago, and she is just a dear friend of mine, and she's super smart, so that's why we wanted to invite her up here tonight. She's been a nurse, a cardiac nurse at KU for over 20 years, and so if there's anybody that you want to listen to about, you know, how exciting this product is, it's somebody in the health profession, because not only are we getting more people to join us in the health profession, but the people that were already in the business. And when we came out with EHT, it was just like they were over the top excited because they knew things that we didn't. So without further ado, Miss Ann Lane.
Hey, so thank you guys for coming tonight. I'm super nervous, so I won't tell you a lie about that. If you're just one person laying in bed, I do great. Y'all I'm strong. Since you're not, you're sitting there in the chair. I guess I did pretty good. So thanks, Raylyn, for the great introduction. When I first heard the scientists talk at our convention about EHT, I was just extremely excited. I mean, these guys are what, you know, we can hang our hat on. I mean, EHT is huge. There's tons of medical journals about it. And these are scientists from Princeton University. I mean, this was huge. I was over the top excited. I couldn't even sit down. So before I go into EHT, I want to tell you a little bit about me. I've been a nurse over 25 years, and round number, and mostly my background's in cardiac nursing, so critical care, bedside, the PACU, that's recovery room, and then electrophysiology, nurse clinician, which is for implantable defibrillators. But the last 11 years has been focused on quality for patient care, mostly cardiology and psych. I'm not sure why they gave me psych, but that's okay. So that's where my focus is, quality of patient care in the cardiac realm at KU Med. And so if you've ever seen the numbers, we're really good there. And the cardiac quality is awesome because I'm charged up. But so this first slide basically tells you that EHT is an awesome age-defying supplement. And I actually had a friend take this to the doctor and said, I want to take this, can I get rid of the magnesium and the other stuff I'm taking? And they said, there's never been an age-defying supplement invented. So it's our job to spread the word because the doctors don't know yet. They don't have a cute little drug rack going in with donuts telling them about EHT. So you guys got to tell me. So let's see. Oh, okay. So is that the same one in the Go Show? Next slide. Okay.
Is this the Go Show? Is this the Go Show?
Okay. So EHT stands for a long carbon chain, and it's eicosanoyl 5-hydroxytryptamide. So I don't say that at all, ever. But if you forget it, just remember it's the backwards. So if you want to Google it or something like that. That's how I got through medical or nursing school, acronyms. But what it is, it's extracted from the green coffee bean, and that's going to be important in a minute because I'm going to tell you about the green coffee bean too. But I want to tell you about two really important things that are in EHT, and that's the protein phosphatase, that's the PP2A that they talked about on the slide, and also the tau. These two guys interact with each other and they protect your brain. At autopsy, for patients with severe concussion, Alzheimer's, dementia, they have these tangles, sort of, so to speak. And what they are, the neurofibrillary, they're the tubes that take the message, the neurons, out to the body. So they're like tangles, or a train derailment. Nothing gets in and nothing gets out. So if you have just one of those, you can get messages around it. But if your whole brain is full of these tangles, nothing's going in and nothing's going out. So PP2A is the protein that helps strengthen this network. And these tiny little neural connections called microtubules, or the train tracks, they carry the messages, the neurons, throughout the nervous system. And in order for the PP2A and the tau to protect your brain and strengthen the network, they have to be in the optimal state. So that's why you want to take EHT or some sort of a brain supplement. Of course, EHT is the best, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Okay, so over time, these tiny networks, degrade, and so you want to protect your brain from that. Anybody can do this, okay. So this sort of shows you the network that I'm talking about, okay? But it's all through your whole body. Anywhere there's a nerve, that it looks sort of like that. It's not green. I hope. Okay, so why should we worry about brain health, especially those in your 20s, 30s, and 40s? I mean, you've got a lot more years. You don't have to really worry about it, right? Well, because your brain is the control center, it's like everything. It controls everything, your movement, large muscle, small muscle. Basically, it's the control center for everything you do. So we kind of naturally take for granted, if I hold this up, I'm guessing everybody, 100% of you know what to do with this, how to get it out of the bag, what it is, what it was made for. But if you have degenerative brain disease, you might be able to know what it is, but you can't communicate it, you can't reach it, you can't get it out of the bag, and you're not sure what to do with it after you get it out of the bag. So we take for granted all of those things that we do every day. And that's why when you're in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, you need to worry about your brain. Statistics show, and I'm only going to show maybe three. Okay. Someone in the U.S. develops Alzheimer's every 67 seconds.
Wow.
And that's just one disease, okay? 90% of the people with cardiac disease and cancer know they haven't. 33% of people with Alzheimer's know they haven't. So it's not a good disease to have, and again, that's only one of them. There's other brain deteriorations, such as infections, Parkinson's, brain tumors, cerebral diseases. Concussions are big. Sports, you got to really be careful. Dementia, degenerative nerve diseases, and there's more. I just can't say them, so I left them off the list. There's also prolonged stress. Prolonged stress over time is really bad for your brain. Lack of sleep, poor diet, little or no exercise, and toxins. Consistent lack of working your brain. So just so that I didn't want you guys to have too much fun tonight, I brought it, and besides, I don't want your brains to go to sleep, I brought this little brain teaser. Can everybody see it? Mm-hmm. These numbers are in an order, but it's not an order you're used to looking at. Can anybody, I'll give you a prize if you figure out what the order is. And you tell me if you want me to keep going or tell you the answer. Jen, you're the numbers girl.
I'm looking at it.
Okay. So this is just a brain teaser. It's fun. They're in alphabetical order. You can just write them down. That's to keep your brain, sharp. Okay. Okay. So, does anybody know here anyone who's ever suffered from dementia, Alzheimer's, or severe? Yeah, lots of people. Severe forgetfulness. 1 in 4 will either know someone or develop Alzheimer's or dementia in their lifetime. 1 in 4. I don't want to be one of those people. So I really believe in taking a supplement, eating healthy, and doing some physical exercise. And brain supplements are really popular right now. You'll see a lot of them out there. And I actually had someone call me and say, well, I just saw a comparison of some brain supplements online. And they all look pretty good, and so I just wanted to know what your thoughts were because EHT was on there. And I said, oh, I'll be glad to tell you my thoughts about that. EHT is patented. The patent office doesn't give you a patent unless it's safe. EHT is the only patented brain supplement out there, period. There's none other. That's one statement. Another is, all of those brain supplements have the same thing that EHT has, but it doesn't have the 20 years of research, okay? Or Princeton University, which is huge. So anyway, you'll see that if you see it. It's the other thing people do is they take 8 pills. It's called a brain pack. Ew. 8 pills? I don't know. But some conscious people are aware that they need vitamins. They need the supplements, vitamin D, B6, B12, folic acid. They need all that. We need all that to keep our bodies healthy. And others say, oh, I just get my vitamins from my food. Well, let me tell you, I don't eat enough kale, beets, plums, liver, brewer's yeast to satisfy the needs of my brain. I don't. Okay, I like chocolate, I like bread. Okay. So anyway,
Some people did.
Okay, well, I've got them back there if you want them. There's 2 items on that list that people don't typically know. There's a bunch of vitamins, and then there's 2 in the middle, and it's huperzine A and alpha-lipoic acid. I can't believe I'm reading this without my glasses. I would do so much better when I can see. Okay, so huperzine A is a naturally occurring compound found in the plant called the Chinese club moss. It's organic, and it enhances memory and learning. It's an age-related, it also enhances age-related memory impairment, and is used for increasing alertness and energy and for protecting against agents that damage nerves. So when I took my list out to people, that was the 2 that they asked about. So I did my research so that I would be able to answer the questions, and that's what that huperzine A means. It's a good thing. Alpha-lipoic acid is the other one a lot of people don't know about, and it's a vitamin-like substance that we make in our bodies. It has many benefits. Nearly all the cells in the body use it, and it assists in the body's energy production, and it's a powerful antioxidant. So again, that's something that, we need. Okay. Okay. I did not see the slide. Anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to go by my list, and no one just keeps changing slides. Okay. So has anyone ever heard of Princeton University?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Princeton's home of one of the top neuroscience research institutes in the world.
Yay.
I'm going to say that again. It is the top neuro research institute in the world. That is huge, and it's the backbone of EHT. You want it again? Okay, so after 20 years of research, Dr. Jeffrey Stock, a professor of molecular biology, who studies molecular biology, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, he's not just him, but his team of researchers, they abstracted this molecule from the green coffee bean, and that wasn't good enough. Then they did a bunch of tests on it. And what they found was it helps that protein phosphatase, that PP2A. It helps tau. It's improving people's lives. So they got crazy excited. And, okay, so just FYI, the green coffee bean, there's no caffeine in the green coffee bean. So I'm going to call Jeff Olson, and I'm going to say, hey, you put decaffeinated on that ingredient list, and that's a process of removing caffeine. There's never been caffeine in it. It's from the green coffee bean. There's no caffeine in the green coffee bean. But maybe they just put it there for people who didn't know that. Sorry. So I wonder what he'll say when I say that. Oh, and so, here, I know you guys probably don't want to read these before you leave today, but here's just a few of the medical journals that from Princeton. And let me tell you, I'm just going to read some of the places they published from. The American Society for Experimental Neurotherapeutics, I can't even say where it's from. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Frontiers in Molecular Neuroscience. Does everybody have that magazine?
Yeah, I have
The Journal of Neuroscience. I mean, just reading the titles makes me sleepy.
But you have EHT.
I do, and I lost my nose in this mess. Okay, found it. Okay. So what does EHT do? EHT do? It does all that. It promotes better cognitive function and overall brain health. We already talked about that. Fortifies and strengthens natural brain functions. Protects and supports neuronal networking. Enhances the body's natural energy stores. It boosts the body's immune system, and it increases focus. Well, we can't stop aging, but we can defend against it. And EHT helps in all of those areas, sort of like a shield for your brain. I mean, why wouldn't you want to take it? For me, EHT has allowed me to fall asleep naturally. I used to take some sleep aids, and I'd get I fall asleep with them, but now I just fall asleep. And I'm like, I forgot my sleeping pill. Well, I don't need it. I fell asleep. So, plus I wake up real early in the morning. I get up about 4:30 in the morning, and I wake up, I get ready for work, and I find before EHT that I was kind of having this afternoon slump, and I'd have to get up and take a walk because I was so tired. I'm not doing that anymore. I am taking a walk, but not because I'm so tired. So for me, that's been a godsend. Now for my husband, we've been married 43 years, and he got grouchy in his 60s. I don't know why. But he's nice now. I love EHT. I am never going to stop giving it to him. The other thing we found was we both work out. We have a trainer. And before EHT, I would be sore from one training session to the next. And now, 2 to 3 days later, I could go back, but I'm not going to. It stops hurting, so I'm really excited about that, and both for my husband as well. So, I kind of talked about that, but this is important. This is a statement from Dr. Jeffrey Stock, and he says the health of the entire body is contingent on the health of the brain. And one of the things Maxwell Stock said while they were talking to us at the conference was, the measure of a healthy brain is how fast you can get up, how well you can get up from sitting on the ground. And that made me start thinking, it's kind of hard to do something. So I've been practicing that a lot. I won't do it for you. But that's important. So if you can't get up on your own from the ground, you might, start practicing. I don't know. Okay. So now, that's new. That's awesome. I'm going to go through that then. I was going to say, I've never seen these slides before. Anyway, how can you get it? It's $55. It's actually $75 retail or $150 for 2 boxes retail. But friends don't let their friends pay retail. So you can get it for $55 a box or $100 a box, 2 boxes each month if you're a preferred customer. So that's the best price, unless you like it free. If you like it free, then as a preferred customer, get 3 people who also want to buy it. And actually, that's not hard to do, because if your husband and your best friend and your mom or your sister, it's really easy to get 3. So then you get yours for free. So that's it. Now I have more brain teasers. I know you guys are dying to have one. No brain teasers. Okay. All right. So everybody think about what the color of clouds are. Okay. And now think about what the color of snow is. Think of what it looks like. Look outside and it's snow everywhere. Now think about what the color of a moon is. Now tell me what cows drink. Water. They drink water, but your brain is
Like a kindergarten.
I know. Okay. So I have a few friends. I've invited a few of my friends to come up and talk about what EHT has done for them. Brett and Trang. I saw you guys over here. Is Trang here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So these girls also work at KU.
Yay!
Yay! And they're going to tell you what KU's done for them.
What was yours?
My name is Trang. I started taking EHT since about May, and I took it primarily to try to help me sleep because I was having trouble sleeping, and it helped with that. And I really didn't even notice that it helped with anything else until I heard Raylan's story about how it helped her back, and then I was like, well, let me think about my knee. I had my ACL repaired about 3 years ago, and I hadn't even thought about that. I was like, you know what, I'm going to pay attention, and sure enough, my knee isn't stiff anymore. Whenever I sit for too long and I get up, it's stiff, so I feel like an old lady. I think I do, but I'm like, kind of got to work it out, and and loosen it up before it feels good, and now it's not stiff, and I started working out, and it doesn't hurt, so that's what it's done for me. And again, we weren't even, I wasn't even paying attention to that, I was just making sure that I was able to sleep, and it did help me sleep, so.
I've been on EHT about 2 months, and by the way, I've been a nurse 35 years. And for me, what EHT did that I could notice almost right away was that I slept better. I dreamed more. And so, and I have to tell you, talk to people in this room, there's lots of head nodding. I think what happens is that you get into a better state of sleep, a deeper state of sleep. Okay, so I was always a good sleeper. Ask Trang. Trang and I work together. I can sleep anywhere.
They work nights.
We do work nights, and sometimes if I'm waiting for Trang, I'll pull into my parking space and I just sleep till she knocks on my door. I'm not kidding you. I can sleep anywhere. But I noticed that I've never had trouble sleeping, but what I notice is that I feel better when I wake up. So that's been a neat thing. You know how when you sleep and don't set your alarm, and then when you wake up by yourself, you just feel, oh, it's so good. That's kind of how I feel all the time, even when my alarm goes off. So that's what I noticed. But my sister, who came to visit me this summer, noticed that, and I've had this, I probably had a little personal information here. I had a hysterectomy about 2001. And what happens with that is you get hormonal changes. And with hormonal changes, what you have is sometimes memory deficits. And so there would be a word right here that I was going to say next, and I could see it and kind of feel it, but I couldn't finish it. And so Trang and I were often known for, I'd be talking and Trang would finish my sentence wrong. And that's just how it was, and I just thought that was natural. My doctor had put me on hormones, and that didn't help. It helped other things, but it didn't help that. So what my sister noticed, though, and she's also a nurse, she noticed that I don't have that trouble as much anymore, thinking of those words. And you would hear it in my talk even tonight. It actually gets a little bit worse even still when I am very tired. I'll forget that word. But that in itself is worth a ton to me because, we run the hospital. We have to sound like we know what we're doing. I also I had my husband start taking it about, my husband Jim is here. That's why he looked at me like that. He knows he's taking it, okay? So he's been taking it for about 5 weeks, something like that. Now, what he noticed is that he has more energy, and it's that calm energy like you mentioned at work. He doesn't get that tired spell. What I noticed is he's a very light sleeper. And if I would move or roll or anything, he was awake. That doesn't happen so much anymore. And his snoring is less. I don't know what that's about, but I love it. And then lastly, my dad came to live with us. He's 87. He came to live with us about 2 months ago. Not quite, maybe 6 weeks ago. And I started him on EHT 3 weeks ago. And I said, Dad, do you feel any different? And he said, no. And I said, nothing? And he said, well, I just seem more alert. That's what he calls it. What I've noticed is, and I do know my dad has some cognitive decline. We haven't had it diagnosed. I just can tell it. But what I noticed him doing was he would go like this. When he would get nervous, and he would go. Does that make sense? I don't know. Well, he doesn't do that anymore. And I can't believe it. Now, if he gets real nervous, he does. But I mean, I'm telling you, like I'd be driving in the car and I wanted to say, stop smacking your leg. I did it because he raised me and took care of me when I was, I'm sure, when I was smacking my lips. That's right. So, but anyway, that's just one little thing. And I did ask my doctor. So doctors at KU, so I go to a doctor at KU. doctors at KU have to have all kinds of research before they will allow anything, honestly. So I brought EHT articles that you had given me into my doctor, and I actually sent her one ahead of the appointment. And I said, would you mind if I start taking this? And I said, can you see anything in it that would hurt anything? And so she looked at it, and she really looked at it, looked at the back and looked up something on her phone. And she said, no, I don't care if you take this. She said, the only thing that I ask is that you stop taking your multivitamin. I said, okay, why? And she said, because the multivitamin's kind of double covering you in some of these things. And she said, if you feel like you need your multivitamin later, we'll talk about it again. But for now, she said it was fine. Then my dad came to live with us, and I took him to the same doctor. And I said, well, I put Dad on those too. And she said, fine with it, just take him off his multivitamin. So that's our EHT story, and we're not even that far into it. But I can tell you that I wouldn't want to do a day without EHT, and I wouldn't want to do a night without my lotion.
Now, if you were asked to give your EHT testimony, come forward, please.
Okay, I'm Tammy. I'm 55 years old and I'm a full-time triathlete. So I already led a pretty healthy life. I mean, I eat as healthy as anybody possibly could. I train very hard. My races are, I swim 1.2 miles, I bike 56 miles and run 13.1 after that. I do that in like 5.5 hours. The training is very intense. It's every day. The recovery is very, very important. To rest well and be able to get up and do it again the next day is extremely important to me. And since I've been taking EHT, I have recovered so much better that I'm able to come right back the next day and do what I need to do because I'm getting that deep, restful recovery sleep and waking up fresh the next day. The biggest change I saw is in my swimming. In a triathlon, you have hundreds of people that all start swimming at the same time together, and you hit each other, and you swim over top of each other, and other people swim over top of you. I've been doing triathlons for 7 years, and in those 7 years before I took EHT, I had a panic attack every single time. And when you have a panic attack, you can't breathe, you have to flip over on your back, or do the dog paddle, or something to get through it. Since I've been on EHT, I haven't had a single panic attack. I'm able to focus on what I'm doing, block everything else out, and swim my race and do my race. And it is so incredible. I mean, it is such a good I tried so hard to get over it. I mean, other people can do it, but I'm not a swimmer. I didn't grow up a swimmer. I've had to learn to swim, and it was hard for me. But with the EHT, I've overcome it. Injuries are not near as much. I think my vision is better. I wear glasses. I swear, I think my vision is better. I was in the grocery store the other day. I could actually see what something cost. And I'm done because they said I could only talk 1 minute. Everybody else always asks me what it tastes like. And I'm from South Georgia. It tastes like wall peanuts.
I'm Heather. I was told I could only have 30 seconds. So. But anyway, myself, my mom, and my 14-year-old have been on EHT since May, so I could tell you tons of stories if you want to hear them, all good. But I will tell you about my 14-year-old. He is 14, and so I don't know if that's mood swings. I'm not really sure what's happening with my oldest. But since he's been on EHT, he's had a lot more self-control. And I asked him how he felt after probably, I don't know if it was 30 days or 60 days. I was talking to him about it. And he said he felt more calm. And I could totally agree with him, and I had noticed it, for weeks prior, that he does have more self-control. And he's doing really great. He started high school, and his focus level's really good. So if you want to hear stories about someone my age or my mom's age who's older, I can share this too.
Hi, my name is Jessica. 18 years ago, I suffered a traumatic brain injury. So even though a little bit before the brain injury, I was always a little wild and crazy. So, but the greatest thing happened to me Sunday, so I'll try to keep it real short. I won't tell you about everything in between the last 18 years. But I have a hard time focusing. Like, my attention span is nothing. And I usually go from point A to Z, and then back to C, and then back over here, like super fast. And I never finish my conversations, and that's usually how it goes. But Sunday morning I was at church, and I was standing there talking with a gentleman, telling him about how me and my husband are getting ready to move, and I told him the whole story, and then we just kept chit-chatting, and then I was like, did you get that message I sent you? And I continued on. He's a paramedic. We talked about EHT. He's like, how long have you been on it? I said, over 90 days, and he was like, I'm just going to say this. This, by far, is the longest conversation we have ever had. It works. And I've known him 9 years. But that's my EA story. So.
I'm John Higginbotham, and I've been taking EHT for a little over 2 months now. And like I relate a lot of what Raylene was saying as far as the sleep. I'm one who gets up multiple times a night, just wakes up, and then I usually can go back to sleep pretty quickly. But one thing I've noticed, I can actually sleep through the night now and get up on my own, which is huge for me. I always used to be that alarm clock guy, snooze, snooze, snooze. The other thing too is I go back to, as a kid, reading. I could read very well. I'm a fast reader, but I can never tell you what I read. My comprehension was horrible. Now reading, I actually can read. I can read a chapter or something, and I could actually talk about it, which that would have never happened before I started taking EHT, which again is a huge thing for me. The other thing too is the energy, and I think you explained it well, Raylene. It's just a calmness is what it is. Everybody goes, well, everybody thinks energy. You're like all jacked up, and you just got this adrenaline rush type of thing. It's not like that at all. But I have so much more energy to do whatever I'm doing during the day, which is incredible. My parents they just started taking it, so I don't really have much to say about them. I'm excited to hear, next month or two, how they're doing with it. But my mom's 77, my dad's 85, but I've heard stories of other, younger kids taking it. I mean, I love it. So with that, thank you.
All right, Tony Solis. Well, let's just start out. I am also a triathlete.
You dance
10 minutes in the morning and shower in the water. 30-minute drive. And then I still walk into the I hope that's just awesome what Tammy has said. It's incredible, it truly is. No, but as everybody mentioned here, obviously the sleep has been a lot better, for me. Also, one of the things that I have to be at work at 6 a.m. in the morning. All right, so that means I wake up at 4:45 in the morning, each and every day. Before EHT, I've been taking EHT now for a little over 2.5 months. And one of the things I've noticed is, Ann mentioned it as well, is that getting up so early in the morning, once I get to work, I just kind of like, before EHT, I was still tired, And now with EHT, I go into work, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm actually being proactive and actually writing stuff down in my book here to make sure I keep track of things. And so it has helped me a lot in that fashion where I'm not having that afternoon, snooze and tire out. And now if I work like 12 hours, then I'm, obviously you're tired, but EHT has certainly allowed me that morning time where I am more focused and get some things done I need to have done, at work. And one other thing it's really allowed me, I can get a little heated at times, especially like for Chiefs games and for Royals games.
Are you Italian?
No. But, and so now because of EHT, it's more of a, I'm not screaming and hollering anymore, I'm more of a, there's a difference. It's more focused. Exactly right. Don't even get me started. But anyway, like I said, I can't wait as we continue down this journey of how well EHT is going to impact so many lives. It's going to be incredible. Thank you.
I'm Mike Whitney, and I thought this was going to end with honesty. I'm really disappointed. My results have been, like a lot of people have said, I have more restful sleep. I don't get more sleep, but it's more restful. So when I wake up, I don't hit the snooze button 6 times before I get up. The biggest thing I've noticed about my energy level is during the afternoon, you go eat lunch. Normally, half hour after lunch, you're like nodding off. Well, I don't do that anymore. So I've had that result. I'm athletic. I still try to stay fit. I've got a 20-year-old son I'm trying to keep up with. And I'm not doing a very good job of it, but I'm trying. But I developed a bulging disc about 13 years ago. And I've popped Advil like M&Ms since then. And I've been on EHT for about 2.5 months, 3 months, and I haven't taken an Advil since I've been on EHT. It's improved. I'm like Tammy. Nothing like Tammy. I do go to the gym, work out fairly often, and muscle soreness has gotten better. I recover much quicker, much more focused. I've experienced that as well.
Tell them what happened when you sold our last box.
Okay.
Yeah, tell that.
Well, I'll share that too.
Yeah, tell us, Mike.
Okay, so I'm on the product for about 2 months, and I ran out of EHT, and I'm scrambling because I'm starting to notice pain in my back, and I'm not resting as restful as I used to. And these two, Connor and Renee, my wife and son, had a couple of boxes of EHT, and I didn't realize how important those pills are to them as well, because I borrowed a couple. I'm going to give them back. I borrowed a couple, and they freaking lost their minds.
They were all out for like 5 days.
Yeah. So I did really notice a big, huge difference after being on EHT and then being off of it for 2 weeks. I noticed a huge difference. I wasn't resting as restful, and my lower back pain came back. So that is my testimony. And I just got to say, Ann Lane just destroyed this presentation. She did awesome.
Okay, so there's, somewhere in here. Okay, so there's 3 consecutive days of the week. So you name 3 of them without using the words Wednesday, Friday, or Sunday. Huh? Right.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Yes. She gets the prize. It's yesterday, today, and tomorrow. You have to You want a toothbrush, do you know what to do with it? You just can't open it? Oh, okay. Okay. So if you're a guest here, thank the person who brought you because they cared enough to want you to come and listen to this information. That's the nice thing about being in Nerium. We can pick who we spend our time with, and I love all these people. I mean, they're great. They're awesome to be around. And, so we're going to close, but the leaders will be up here if you have questions about EHT or about the business opportunity, or about Nerium or anything. And thank you so much for coming. You guys are awesome.